I grew up during the height of the HIV/AIDS pandemic. There was nothing worse than watching helpless mothers and their babies die, leaving them orphaned with no one to care for them. In Zimbabwe, where I was living at the time, communities were devastated, and of course, many were dying before their time all around the world. This made an indelible mark on me, and from that time, I knew I wanted to contribute to the collective good in some way. So it's been my life's mission to serve in global health and development. I became driven to ensure all had access to equitable and quality life-serving intervention. Many years later, I continue to work for and collaborate with various multilateral organizations and contribute to this effort. Seeing so many of you here eager to participate in shaping a better future for all reminds me of my own challenges as well as my successes I had as a young person trying to get my ideas across and get my voice heard. It was not always easy, but I remained focused and determined. The challenges never seem to cease, as the current COVID-19 pandemic shows us every day. Nonetheless, as the renowned Margaret Mead wisely expressed, never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. And indeed, it is the only thing that ever has. Today, we've heard some passionate stories from youth leaders who are working in various parts of the world, including at IntraHealth and the Global Fund. We've been in microlabs focused on collaboration, financing, local leadership, hard choices, misinformation, data, privacy, responsibility, pandemics, ethics, equity, access, advocacy, activism, and the guts it takes to be on the front lines. And we are learning all of this in time of when each one of us is facing a future we don't quite recognize. Certainly not the one we expected, and one which is challenging each of us to dig deep and apply for our own unique experiences and talents to shaping the future we want. Can we use this unprecedented time to make real changes? Respond to the new challenging threats to our own and well-being? Using the best of what we have learned, being open to new ideas and innovation, and uniting forces to build diverse and creative collaborations to address critical emergencies we face. We have to, and young people in key positions of leadership can help lead that charge. I recall my own experience as a young person. I was given a huge responsibility to coordinate a very important African conference at the UN. Some of you here may remember it was the African Development Forum 2000, AIDS, the Greatest Leadership Challenge. The purpose of the meeting was to galvanize and influence key leaders in Africa to respond to the HIV/AIDS pandemic with decisive leadership. The meeting was a watershed moment as it culminated with a call for billions of dollars to fight for the pandemic. The late Kofi Annan, in his speech, said, "I hope people would look back at the ADF 2000 and say this is where the breakthrough occurred." And indeed, this was a turning point because it paved the way for Abuja Summit 2000, where leaders discussed and agreed to establish a fund to fight HIV/AIDS, TB, and malaria, and the Global Fund was born. I want to tell you that organizing a conference of such importance was not without its challenges. However, if you stay focused on the ultimate goal, you can persevere and achieve great many things that will benefit and help many beyond your immediate reach. When young people are given the opportunity and are appropriately supported, they can make significant contribution. Young people are the future. You've heard from young leaders today who are putting their lives on the line to make a difference. Young people who are committed to making it possible for all people to access safe, quality, equitable health resources. Young leaders full of purpose, energy, and bravery. We need to make sure these young voices are heard and are present in the places where decisions are made that affect all our future. The next generation of professional dreamers and doers can transform and manifest the future we all want. But we all need to support them. In fact, we all need to join them. If I could peek into each of your screens, I believe I could see the faces of hundreds of people who want to help. Here are some concrete ways you can. The fight against COVID-19, HIV, TB, malaria are one and the same fight. If we do not help the world's poorest and the most vulnerable countries fight COVID-19 now, then other deadly diseases like HIV, TB, and malaria, coupled with poverty, child malnutrition, will come back raging. Deaths will skyrocket and many lives will be lost. The COVID-19 pandemic is a global crisis that requires a global, coordinated, Collaborative response across all partners, political leaders, public and private sector partners, civil society, scientists, health organizations, and communities. By working together, we can jointly leverage our competitive strengths and respective voices to develop collective solutions at scale and with speed. The Global Fund is the world's trusted, proven, and partnership fighting major infectious disease at scale around the world. Responding to pandemics like COVID-19 is exactly what the Global Fund does. It's why world leaders created the Global Fund in 2002. We need to mobilize political and financial support. That means speaking up and speaking out, contacting your elected leaders, amplifying these messages. We have posted links in the chat, and we'll have more information in the Global Fund Switchpoint Participate site, outlining ways you can engage and unite to fight, as it'll take all of us. Finally, I'd like to take a moment to remember and pay tribute to those who have lost their lives to coronavirus, and would like to thank each and every one of you for your commitment and determination.